The champagne flute shattered against the wall with a crystalline explosion, shards scattering like frozen tears across the polished hardwood floor. I stood there, frozen in the dim glow of my living room, the metallic tang of blood filling my mouth from where I'd bitten my tongue. Her words echoed in my skull, a vicious loop. I'm engaged to someone else. We've been seeing each other for months. Sarah's voice, so casual, so triumphant, as if she were announcing a promotion or a vacation. Not the demolition of 7 years. My fists clenched until my nails dug crescents into my palms, the pain a distant echo to the inferno raging in my chest. How could she? How dare she? I replayed the scene in my mind. The way her eyes sparkled under the restaurant's chandelier lights, the clink of silverware fading into a muffled roar. We'd gone to celebrate, our anniversary, or so I thought. The table was draped in white linen, candles flickering like mocking eyes. She wore that red dress, the one I'd bought her in Paris, hugging her curves like a lover's embrace. "Alex," she'd said, leaning forward, her diamond earrings catching the light. No, not earrings, the ring. It was on her finger then, wasn't it? A fat solitaire, mocking me from across the table. "I'm engaged," she blurted, her smile wide, expectant. As if I'd applaud. "To Mark. We've been, well, seeing each other for months now." "Serious, Alex. I wanted you to hear it from me." The words hit like a gut punch, air whooshing from my lungs. Humiliation burned through me, hot and acrid, as nearby diners glanced our way, their whispers slithering like snakes. Heartbreak followed, a deep, aching void that threatened to swallow me whole. "Months," I managed, my voice cracking like thin ice. While I." She nodded, almost pitying. "You had to know things weren't right. We've been drifting. Mark, he gets me. He's ambitious like me. We're building something real." Drifting. The word twisted in my gut. I'd been the one holding us together, planning trips, cooking dinners, whispering promises in the dark. Resentment bubbled up, thick and oily, coating every memory. The late nights at work, the unanswered texts, the sudden girls' trips. Lies, all of it. Obsession flickered to life then, a dark flame. I needed to know everything. Who was Mark? How had this happened under my nose? I stormed out of the restaurant, the cool night air slapping my face like a reprimand. Rain slicked the streets, reflecting neon signs in distorted puddles. My shoes squelched as I paced, phone in hand, fingers trembling over her contact. "Delete. Block. Mo." "Not yet." Denial whispered seductively. "Maybe it's a joke. Test." But deep down I knew. The truth was a knife, twisting with every breath. Back home the apartment felt alien. Her scent lingered, jasmine and vanilla, on the throw pillows she'd picked out. I sank onto the couch, the leather creaking under my weight, and let the anger consume me. Fantasies surged. Smashing her car windows, keying Mark's name into the hood. No, too petty. Something deeper, more cutting. Justice. Revenge. The word tasted sweet on my tongue, but guilt nipped at its heels. Was I really that person? The guy who'd built a life on trust, now plotting in the shadows. Sleep evaded me that night. I tossed on the bed we'd shared, sheets tangled like our lies. By dawn, the fury had cooled to a simmer, replaced by a cold resolve. I needed a plan. But first, information. I grabbed my laptop, the screen's blue glow harsh in the gray morning light. Mark Reynolds, her co-worker, the slick VP with a perfect smile. LinkedIn painted him as a golden boy. Ivy League, fast-track promotions, charity runs. Photos of him at galas, arm around Sarah in one. Wait, was that from the company retreat? Months ago. My stomach churned. Obsession deepened. I scrolled through her socials, hidden now behind privacy walls, but I knew her passwords. Sloppy Sarah. Posts from girls' nights that were clearly dates. Candlelit dinners, beach sunsets. Each image fueled the fire. Heartbreak morphed into resentment, a venomous coil in my veins. How had I missed it? The distance in her kisses, the excuses. Doubt crept in, was I not enough? Too predictable, too safe. I called my best friend Jake, the phone slick with sweat. She what? He exploded, his voice tinny through the speaker. That bitch. You deserve better, man. Deserve, I echoed, pacing the kitchen, the tile cold under my bare feet. I want more than that. I want her to feel this. The words hung heavy, laced with suppressed rage. Jake paused, the line crackling. Whoa, Alex. Revenge. That's not you. Walk away. Heal. But healing felt like surrender. I hung up, mind racing. Moral conflict gnawed. Revenge would make me no better than her. Yet the humiliation replayed. The diner's stares, her pitying smile. Whoa. She couldn't just walk away unscathed. Days blurred into a haze of quiet calculation. I went to work, smiled through meetings, but inside plans brewed. Subtle hints emerged. A forgotten necklace left at her office, bait to see if she'd bite. She did, texting thanks, oblivious. Tension built slowly, like a storm gathering on the horizon. One evening I followed her. Guilt twisted my gut as I tailed her car through rush-hour traffic, headlights blurring in the rain. She met him at a cozy bistro, laughter spilling out as they kissed under the awning. My hands gripped the steering wheel, knuckles white. Obsession peaked. I imagined confronting them, fists flying. But no. Too soon. Planning required patience. Back home I poured whiskey, the burn steadying my nerves. Inner thoughts warred. This is madness. We'll go. But resentment won. She'd stolen my trust, my future. Time for payback. The first act was small, strategic. I anonymously emailed her boss, our mutual acquaintance, hinting at office impropriety. Not outright accusation, just enough to plant seeds. Doubt in her perfect world. As I hit send, fear spiked. What if it backfired? Moral grayness enveloped me. Justified. Or vengeful monster. Her call came the next day, voice laced with panic. Alex, did you hear anything at work? There's a rumor. Innocence dripped from my tone. Rumors. About what? Nothing. Forget it. Blick. Suspense thickened. She suspected but couldn't prove. The slow burn ignited. Part 1 of my unraveling complete. Weeks turned to months, the apartment echoing with solitude. I'd boxed her things, but they lingered in the hall like ghosts. Heartbreak had hardened into obsession, a daily ritual of checking her life from afar. Social media updates. Engagement photos, her in white lace, Mark's arm possessive. Each post a dagger twisting deeper. Resentment festered, but cold resolve guided me now. Revenge wasn't impulse. It was art. I delved deeper, hiring a PI. Discreet, cash only. The envelope arrived, thick with photos. Stolen moments, hotel receipts. But one detail shocked. Mark was married. Separated technically, but his wife didn't know about Sarah. Layers peeled back. He wasn't the prince she'd painted. Moral complexity hit. Sarah, the homewrecker? Or victim of his lies? Doubt flickered, but humiliation drowned it. She'd chosen him over me. Inner conflict raged as I plotted. Fantasies evolved. Expose him. Ruin her career. Something poetic. Fear whispered, you'll get caught. Destroy yourself. But guilt receded. Her betrayal justified mine. Pacing built tension. Quiet days at work, nights scheming. I befriended Mark's wife, Elena, online. Fake profile, shared interests in art. Natural dialogue flowed. Your paintings are stunning, I messaged. She replied warmly. Lonely in her crumbling marriage. Mark's always working, she confided over coffee one chance meeting. The cafe buzzed, espresso machines hissing, the aroma thick and bitter. Her eyes, rimmed red, betrayed pain. I think there's someone else. Empathy warred with manipulation. That's awful, I said, voice steady despite the storm inside. You deserve truth. She nodded, tears welling. Suppressed rage in her tone. If I knew who. Subtle hints dropped. A photo accidentally shared, Sarah's face clear. Elena's gasp was audible. Tension heightened. The fuse lit. Meanwhile, Sarah's world frayed. The email had sparked an HR inquiry. Nothing proven, but whispers followed her. Her texts to me. Alex, if you're behind this. Denial. Why would I? Move on, Sarah. But obsession drove me. I hacked her email. Old password unchanged. Sloppy again. Messages to Mark. I think Alex knows. Be careful. His reply. He's harmless. Focus on us. Harmless. Fury ignited. Planning intensified. The climax brewed at their engagement party. Invites went out, I declined, but attended incognito. Borrowed suit, fake beard from a theater friend. The venue. A lavish rooftop garden, string lights twinkling like stars, jazz floating on the breeze. Laughter pealed, glasses clinked. Sarah glowed in emerald silk, Mark schmoozing guests. I slipped in, heart pounding. The city's skyline a jagged silhouette below. Sensory overload. Perfume mingling with floral scents, the chill wind whipping ties. Elena arrived uninvited, my tip-off. She stormed in, dress disheveled, eyes blazing. You bastard, she screamed, hurling a glass at Mark. Shards flew, guests gasping. And you, to Sarah, his whore. Chaos erupted. Sarah's face crumpled, shock, humiliation mirroring mine. Mark stammered. Elena, it's over. Not like this. She thrust photos mine into the crowd. Murmurs swelled to outrage. I watched from shadows, cold resolve fracturing into guilt. Her tears real now. Was this justice? Or cruelty? As security dragged Elena out, Sarah fled to the balcony, sobs racking her. I approached, shedding disguise. Sarah. Her eyes widened, betrayal raw. You. How could you? Like you did to me. Words bitter, laced with resentment. Dialogue tense. I never meant to hurt you. But you did. Months of lies. She crumpled. Mark lied too. He's not leaving her. Twist. My PI uncovered more. Mark's embezzlement, using Sarah as cover. I'd anonymously tipped authorities. Sirens wailed below, blue lights flashing. Mark arrested mid-party, cuffs clicking. Sarah's world shattered. In the aftermath I walked away. Obsession sated but hollow. Revenge's price. My soul's stain. Poetic justice. Or mutual destruction. Guilt lingered, but so did resolve. She'd announced her betrayal. I'd delivered the reckoning. Unexpected consequence. Elena's grateful call, a new beginning. Moral grayness defined us all.